Hey, what's up film fighters and film fans? My name is Justin and welcome back, finally, to Film Fights TV. Here in Film Fights TV, we showcase and review the short films posted at my site, filmfights.com, and submitted by you guys. The theme for our latest film fight, which is our 300th, oh my god, 300, is In a World Without Moms. Let's get to it. First up, an entry from Film Fights regulars, Film Club.
I can't really remember the last time I had any hope or clean trousers. Ever since all the moms died out, nobody's had any clean laundry.
Today there are riots in the streets ever since the death of all moms on earth. Chaos, confusion, laundry is not being done.
Thanks guys, here are two things I liked. As always, you guys picked great music, super intense and really fit that Children of Men kind of theme. I also love that you use like stock footage and news clips in here. Really, it's a great way and an easy way to make the world of your film seem bigger. Here are two things to improve. You had a lot of epic shots in there, but you also had a lot of pretty ordinary shots that I think could have been made more epic. It would have been great if all your shots were at the same level, where I feel like it's kind of a jumble here. I'm sure you guys watched the Children of Men trailer at least, or maybe rewatch the movie. It makes me want to rewatch it. But following up on that last point, I wish you had lighting that matched the Children of Men movie a little bit more. A little more like intense kind of movie lighting. Even with just like one light, you can get a bigger impact. And those shots that I didn't like some of the laundry ones, could have been made a lot more cinematic with just like an extra light or two. Still, it looked great, and you guys know that I love you deep down inside. Being on camera is hard, so I'm gonna drink a Steije. Our next entry is from Golden Nugget Films. Give me that gold!
So, what's the usual day like?
Well, I wake up at 7 for school, make breakfast.
Are you a good cook?
For the most part. Then I leave for school. Jesus, it's cold. It's like there's a voice in my head that's always nagging. Weird thing is, it's always a woman's voice. I kind of wish I had some help with this stuff.
Do you feel like something's missing?
Here are two things I liked. Loved the style of this. It was that perfect kind of documentary but still cinematic look to it. A lot of great shots, and the general tone and mood of it all was perfect. You really nailed the trailer style, especially with like the quotes in the background as she walks in front of him. That was like something I was just talking about the other day. Like, it's just so neat when they, I mean, it's a little cheesy, but it's still kind of fun when they put movie quotes or titles or things like that, and they kind of just embed them into the footage of the film. So it was neat to see that in a Film Fights entry. Here are two things you can improve. Speaking about those quotes, like I feel like the film itself, this quote's kind of needed to be like something that was more relevant to the film. Right now, I think it did feel kind of heartfelt. The trailer didn't feel so silly and so absurd, where a quote like that from Tarantino or Spielberg, if it was like a real movie, would be so out of place. So while I really liked what you did with them and I liked they were there and the effect, I do think that the actual quotes could have been something that would have meant more, added a little more to the idea of this being a trailer for like a longer film. The other thing I think you could improve was I wasn't really sure what type of genre this movie was supposed to be. Was it a documentary or was it an actual narrative film? It says like written and directed, but you have the style of a documentary film. You have like someone talking off camera, and just the way it's shot feels like a documentary. So I would have loved to see some text at the beginning, like a heartfelt documentary by so-and-so, just like something kind of set up more what it actually is. I was a little confused by that. But regardless, I thought this was a great entry, really loved checking it out, and keep up the good work. Our third and final heavyweight is from Colt and Friends.
I didn't think they'd all go. Kind of went one by one. At first it was the strong-willed, then it was the divorcees, then the widows, and then eventually, you know, sisters, mothers, wives. They all just left. They must have figured there was something better out there. But we weren't invited. But I think we're gonna be fine.
You're kidding, kitty.
I think we're all gonna be just fine.
Colt and Friends, thanks for the entry. Here are 2 things I liked. I love the first like 30 seconds of this. I thought the music and the setup, and there's like mystery to it, and the note, and I'm like, it's a note to women, but it's a guy, so I'm confused. Anyways, I just thought you did an excellent job setting up the world and keeping my attention for that beginning span to try to figure out like what the deal is. And the whole idea of moms like going into outer space, and not just moms, but all women, was a really cool sci-fi one that I thought was smart and cool. Space is cool. Beyond that, I thought you had some really cool sound design.
But I think we're gonna be fine.
You're kidding, kitty.
Lots of little glitches and things like that that added to the fun and the cinematic-ness of your entry. Here are 2 things you could improve. While I like that camera effect with the whole like it's recording and that kind of stuff, and I thought it was good to start it out with, it didn't really make a lot of sense to me later on in the video. It just felt a little out of place. I think nowadays we're kind of used to just seeing people talking to cameras. It's not something we need to have in that kind of frame. Blair Witch, was it like that the whole time? Like, I don't think so. I think you kind of set it up, but then you see just the footage on its own for the rest of it, I think. Also, as much as I loved the first 30 seconds, I just got a little confused for the second half of it. It just, of course things were gonna go bad, but I wasn't exactly sure what was happening. I guess it's kind of the idea of a teaser, but I would have liked to understand a little more of the consequences of this world. Colt and Friends, thank you for your entry. But those weren't all of our entries. No, we had more. Here are some lightning fast reviews of our middleweight and lightweights. Lightning round! Suit Art Studios. Not a whole lot going on in this one. I always recommend that people film outside of just like their room. There's lots of cool spaces you can go to in your neighborhood. Don't be scared of filming in other places because it adds a lot to what you're doing. The ending was a little confusing with everything on fire, but it did make me laugh. Understanding why it was on fire because of no moms would have been a great addition to this story. Thanks, Suit Art! Cardboard box! Again, not a ton going on here, and I was a little confused by the ending. Why is he getting stabbed? What's the deal? I do like that you made it mums instead of moms. It's a nice regional twist. Thanks, Cardboard Box. I love your name. Keep submitting. You'll move up the ranks. I promise. Just give us a little more story next time. Smiley Face Incorporated. Holy cow, I love this one. Lots of great little details like the house that burned up, the car that blew up, the weird little clay dude who had a face appear on his face, and the ending line, unless you're in Antarctica or something. Oh my God, it was great. This looked like you were having tons of fun, and I love seeing all the creative energy you put into this. You probably ended up in lightweights because it was over a minute long. You want to stick to that time limit. It was also kind of weird to see the time code at the bottom. At the end, you could have gotten rid of that and made it a little bit nicer. But oh my God, I love what you're doing. Please keep submitting to film fights. I look forward to your next entry. Remember, anyone can enter film fights. That includes you. Upcoming fights include the end of 2016 video haiku, future Christmas, nobody move, and the snowball video haiku. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Film fights!